Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have Hannah Leutert here from Gotcha Covered. And I'm so excited to have her here today because it's literally one of those franchises that so many people are surprised to learn about. So many people are not familiar with it. And actually, one of their slogans that they often say is, it's the best opportunity that you've never thought of. And I think that's so true. So, Hannah, I'm going to pass it off to you and get you to introduce Gotcha Covered a little bit.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Natalie. I'm really excited to share our model a little bit more in depth with you, and hopefully we can get some interested new owners to come in and learn more about us. But yeah, so Gotcha Covered, we're a full custom window covering provider. Our owners provide everything for the interior of the window, things like blinds, shutter, shades. We're really involved in motorization, the connected home, bringing technology into the home as well. And you're right, we've jumped ahead of this assumption and coined that term, the best opportunity you've never thought of, because no one really thinks about this industry when they think about owning a business. But once you learn more, you're gonna see that we have a lot of financial upside for pretty low investment. And there's a lot of positives that come to being in this industry and being in such a fragmented market as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I was surprised to learn that it's a $20 billion industry. So it's a huge industry and it is very fragmented. So that's great for any new franchisee coming in as well.
Right.
So the
And
one
there's so much market opportunity as well, Natalie. I mean, when you think about it, think about when you're driving around and everything that you're passing. Every single structure has a window, and every structure needs some type of window covering for that window, either residential or commercial. So the market is huge.
Right. 100%. And one of my favorite things about Gotcha Covered, and the reason that I really love presenting it to my clients, is that it's just such a simple model. It really is a simple business to run, great lifestyle business. So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, for sure. You would start out home-based, at least for the first year, and you have a lot of, control in your lifestyle. You're setting your own schedule. You can be a single owner operator, and we've had owners that have just decided to stay a single owner operator, and they love the lifestyle flexibility and the income that they're making with our model and that simplicity of it. Not having to have employees or a showroom or anything like that, just meeting with customers, presenting products to them, helping them decide on what they like. And it's a really fun business as well. People are excited when you come into their home. And this is one of the few industries where you will probably get a hug at the end of sale and installation. But it's really simple. You're just providing products to a need, a customer's needs, and helping them decide on what they like. 9 to 5, usually you're not working weekends. And again, that lifestyle flexibility is really important, because you can take those times off that you need and set your schedule around what you need to be doing for your lifestyle.
Right, that's fantastic, because a lot of people want to go into business because they want that flexibility, right? So it's really nice to be able to run your business around your life rather than the other way around. So that's
Exactly.
absolutely fantastic. So tell us a little bit more about your franchisees. I know you have, I believe you mentioned 110 locations across the US and Canada, so that's huge. Tell us a little bit about your franchisees. Who is your typical franchisee?
So our franchisees are going to come from all different walks of life. There are a few misconceptions with our industry, and that is that you need some type of design background or maybe an installation background, and that's just furthest from the truth. Really, you just have to be good at communicating with people. It's a very high referral business, especially as you start to develop your business and you're maybe 2 or 3 years in, you're going to be working off of a lot of referral. So understanding how to just communicate with your customers and build really great referral networks, and then also being able to just connect, and just honestly, just communication skills are really important. Everything else we can train you on. But yeah, it's just a really big communication business. Just having a little bit of that background. Sales and marketing is a plus, not a necessity. But I think we have one owner that has any formal design experience, and that doesn't really play a part in if you're successful or not.
Right. No, that's fantastic. The other thing when it comes to requirements, and people always opt to ask about money. What does it cost to get into a business? And I know you guys are one of the relatively low investments to get into a business for yourself. But the other really neat thing about you guys is the fact that you don't have a net worth requirement, and that could be a benefit to a lot of people. So, and what's the biggest reason behind not having that net worth requirement?
There's such minimal overhead, so we don't need you to have that net worth requirement, because you're starting home base. There's really no operating expense except internet. You're going to invest a little bit in marketing and advertising in your local market, along with, you know, some strategies that we would implement on the corporate side on your behalf to generate you those leads. But it's just, there's not a lot of overhead. There's no inventory. Everything's custom made. You don't have to purchase a bunch of inventory and sitting on it hoping to sell it as well. So it's just because there's no really any overhead.
That's fantastic. That's great to know. So I'd love to know how the Got You Covered business has been during this whole crazy pandemic that we've just gone through with the COVID situation. Can you share a little bit about that?
Sure. Yeah, I do hope everybody's staying safe and healthy, and it's very sad that this has happened, but we do have to take all the precautions obviously necessary. When COVID first, happened and everyone was scared. I mean, I was even scared for our owners. What does this mean for our franchise owners? What does this mean for the industry? So at corporate, we all kind of sat aside and we thought about some things that we could do to help our owners. And so we're really big into support. So making sure that our owners feel comfortable and confident and they can come to us when there's any of these types of issues. But Natalie, surprisingly, last month in May, we calculate our sales numbers for all of our owners, and we saw the second highest top 10 numbers ever in our system for the month of May last month. There's a lot of pent up demand. People are sitting at home, I think is a little bit of it, looking around at their window treatments, trying to get things done, checked off the list. But it was really cool to see that no one left our system and no one really struggled that horribly during COVID. And then to see the May numbers come out and have the second highest top 10 numbers in sales ever, that's just incredible.
That's absolutely amazing. That really is. Because everybody assumes that all businesses are struggling during this time, and that's not true. Yes, I know there's a lot of businesses that are, but there are a lot of businesses that are doing well still, or are able to change certain things about their business so that they can still go ahead and run their business properly. And I believe you guys have done a few things virtually as well throughout this whole situation, and you've changed some of your process to help your owners. Do you want to share a little bit about that?
Sure. Yeah. So we brought on a virtual consultation process. It's been hugely successful, and we're actually going to develop that further, even after the pandemic kind of lifts and things hopefully go back to normal, because it's been really successful. Maybe you have a customer who's an hour and a half away, and maybe you could have that first introductory, phone call over Zoom or something, show a little bit some products, even gather rough measurements to give a little idea about pricing. That's been really successful. A lot of our owners are doing virtual networking now because of the time that we're in. Technology is just amazing, so you can actually do those types of things too. And then we've done virtual training the last 2 months, and that's been hugely successful. We're thinking about maybe having 2 virtual training classes a year for those that want to do a virtual training, especially from Canada. If they don't maybe want to travel all the way to the States, we're thinking about maybe offering that as an option as well. So in all, it's been a really positive experience. We've put our heads together. We've come out with some great tools for our owners, and it's been a good experience.
That's absolutely fantastic. I'm so happy to hear that, Hannah. And I always tell people, every business can do well in good times, but it's really interesting to see how businesses do in the tough times. And I'm so happy to hear that you guys have done well, because you are such a great company to work with. Everybody on your team has been absolutely fantastic to work with, and any clients that I've sent your way, they've always been happy whether they buy or not. So thank you so much for all the times that you work with my clients and the times that you spent with them. I really appreciate that, and I really appreciate you joining me today. It was absolutely fantastic to talk to you, and I hope that for you guys at home that you guys got to learn a little bit about an opportunity that you probably have never heard of before. So if you'd like to learn more, please reach out to me, and I'd be very happy to pass you over to Hannah. And otherwise, thanks so much for joining us. Please get back to work, and we will see you again when you join us for our next video. Thanks so much, guys.